Are you okay? Senior year has been kind of tough, obviously.
I'm doing better.
Everyone expects you to say, I'm good. Because like no one wants to hear your problems.
I think I am okay, and then there's just times where it's like harder.
It's kind of a, I don't know, a heavy question to ask.
I always try to focus on the positive.
I think I'm at a point where I'm able to function healthfully.
And there've certainly been ups and downs. You know, there's moments where I feel super alone and isolated.
Not doing great, but it's okay. I'm fine. I'm fine. You're home all day. Why are you tired? It is mentally exhausting, and I don't think that parents understand that mentally exhausting can translate to your actual body, and that can like affect your health, and they don't really understand that fully.
At least for me, I don't have a lot of things to do, especially with COVID hitting. I've lately just been sitting down watching movies on my phone.
It's a very negative thing, like, why are you so tired, you've just been sitting around all day? Instead, maybe like give them options of things they could do, or just say like, hey, it's okay to just sit around all day.
All you need to focus on is school. I think like school is a lot in itself, and school can provoke a lot of feelings and can hurt your mental health.
There's nothing wrong with putting pressure on yourself. There's nothing wrong with saying, I want to be top 10, or I want to graduate SUMA, or I want to be valedictorian, you know? There's nothing wrong with that. But when you're at a point where you're saying, I have to be valedictorian, I have to be top 10, and you're not okay with failure, that's when the issues start to come in.
At home, because my dad thinks it's just virtual school, that I have so much time, and he gets home and he's like, why is the house dirty? And I'm like, I feel like I did try to do something, but it's just a lot to juggle at once.
It's just prom, it's not that big of a deal. I was like very academically inclined to, you know, try to get into a really good school. And so I worked like throughout all of high school just to enjoy my senior year. Like I've never been to a football game because I've just been working and working and working. And this was kind of my year to do that. And then it's like, oh, psych, there's COVID.
I think it can be invalidating if you're like, oh, well, it's just prom, like get over it. These are the experiences that shape us into who we are, and these are the experiences that we will hold with us past high school.
So not only are we not getting our senior prom, we didn't get a prom last year either, because everything shut down like maybe a month before our prom.
When we were your age, we didn't have cell phones. You don't need yours. Now that the pandemic is here, we can't just meet up every day and hang out with friends. So cell phones are how we communicate now. I have a text group chat. This is gonna sound crazy. There's like 700 texts a day. It is probably too much, but that is like how we communicate now, and that makes us feel like we're together almost.
I used to be on social media a lot, but then I kind of went away from that because it was really harmful for me. I use my phone more for school. Trying to blame our problems on our phones, like, oh, you are getting your sadness from social media. That's not you, that's social media. I just think it's frustrating.
Your life is not hard right now, just wait till you're an adult. Life is hard as a teenager. Your hormones are everywhere, your emotions are everywhere, and
The way that adults portray being an adult and being grown up is like bills and work and kids and like struggles like that. And so I don't think it makes me look forward to that at all.
Honestly, I think when I'm older, my life will be somewhat easier because I've had these mental health struggles that have pushed me to further develop myself in terms of coping skills.
What is a safe space to you? I think that's the most important aspect to me, is just feeling like I'm wanted there.
Like my mom's hug is it's just like my safe spot.
Having someone to listen and kind of just say, kind of ask, do you want me to give you advice or do you just want me to listen?
You never talk to me or tell me how you're feeling. I'm a very closed off person when it comes to how I'm actually doing in the moment. Like, I'm very open talking about my own mental health struggles and like things in the past, but like if you ask me like, how are you right now? And like, no, I'm not gonna talk to you about that.
What I've experienced is whenever I try to talk about my feelings, the adults in my life will get mad, and I feel that just makes me scared. Like, I feel that my emotions are invalid.
It's something that's so deeply personal to you that it can be really hard to open up about it. But that doesn't, again, this is a statement that's like accusatory, which you don't want to be. Instead of being accusatory, you should try to get them to open up to you.
I think when people ask, are you okay? When you say no, they're not prepared to actually help and comfort that feeling. They don't understand that people are not always okay.
If you're vulnerable with a youth, they're much more likely to open up to you. And it also lets them trust you more, right? Like if you're sharing with a youth these really deeply personal things, these things that almost seem like stigmatized, I think it'll make them trust you much, much more.
I think the most helpful thing to say is, what do you need from me? I think it opens up that support system. It opens up that line of communication.
There's some stigmas that when you're not okay, you're like weak, you know? And not everybody wants to be perceived as weak. So they're just gonna be like, yeah, I'm fine.
I don't know. I think some people are just scared of making it a bigger deal than it is, even if it is a big deal.
Personally, I struggle like opening up, so in a way, I don't really want them to like ask about my problems, but just like be supportive anyways.
If you want to talk to a young person about their mental health, gain their trust, so then they can talk to you whenever they want to and they can feel safe.
If you are in a just like a leg cast and the person next to you is in a full body cast, you're still in pain. And that just because they're in more pain doesn't mean that you're not in pain. And that's kind of how I see it with like the emotional stress of it.
Kind of just someone who's honest with me, like who's not gonna be like, dude, your life isn't that hard, suck it up. But at the same time, if what I'm going through isn't that big a deal, at the same time willing to tell me like, you need to get your crap together.